We saw something similar, some similar guidelines being issued by the ICC as well in cricket. And then we've seen now a few international teams come back to practice. We know Australia has done that, England's done it, Sri Lanka is also doing it. Do you see cricket also return to being normal in this post-lockdown world very soon?
Yes, as part of the ICC, our intention was to start cricket. We can't call it normal, but then this is the new normal that all of us need to get used to. So yes, our intention was to first start off with cricket, try and bring back, like Pierre mentioned, safety and security of players and everyone involved in the sport is a major concern for all of us. And with that in mind, based on the medical advice, we believe that saliva could be the major contributor to carrying this disease. And that's why we banned use of saliva, although it is second nature in cricket. That's something that players will find it hard to manage. And that's why I believe that at training, they'll have to start slowly because it's not just about coming back and playing cricket in a match. It's also about coming back from 2.5 months of lockdown. And you need to, again, come back and, especially if you're a bowler, you need to have those bowling overs under your belt before you start competing. So it's important that you slowly and gradually come back into sort of normalcy that you can. And the advantage that cricket has over other sport is that there's an element of adjustable variance in the pitch, which not many sport have. So we believed in the cricket committee that if you wanted better balance between bat and ball, I know there's been a lot of debate about ball shining and saliva not being used, and can we use a different, probably another substance that we can on the ball. All these years we have been very, very stringent on what to use on or what not to use on the ball, and we've been forcing. And being very strict on substances that have been used on the ball. But now to again go back and relax that was something that we felt in the cricket committee was something that we should not do. And cricket, like I said, is very different to other sport. You could manage the pitch in such a way that you could bring about a better balance between the bat and the ball. So that was the whole purpose of doing it. The idea was to kickstart cricket, play the sport, and then I'm sure things will fall in place. Yes, there will be some challenges. You have to go one game at a time. But again, it also, we've given just broad guidelines from the ICC to the various boards, because each country has its own challenges. And within the country itself, we see in India, Western, for example, Maharashtra has its own challenges. Karnataka is different. Kerala is different. So every state has its own challenges in terms of managing a COVID situation and what you can do and what you can't. So the idea was first to kickstart cricket and then take it one at a time and keep monitoring every aspect of what is happening in the game.
I was just listening to an interview with Mohammad Shami just yesterday, and he spoke about saliva. The good thing, as I said, the good news was that Shami was of the opinion, he said, doesn't matter if you allow me saliva or not, I'm going to reverse swing the ball any which way. So that's good news, a bowler saying that, right? The bad news there is that he said that he's not a machine, and then as soon as cricket resumes, you're saying you're going to play test cricket or maybe 4-match series, saying probably my body can't take that. How do you think cricket, and especially for someone like a fast bowler, how do you think gradually they could be brought into international level cricket?
You need to load not just their fitness in terms of their running, because running, currently they would be probably, if they have access to a treadmill, they'll be doing that. And if someone's privileged, they have some space, they can run around. But it's not the same as running outside. And most of cricket is running. It's all about running and taking the load. And not just about that. Bowling is a different, parts of the muscle, different muscle you have to use. And the last 3 months, they haven't been able to do that. So you have to gradually build it up and probably get into a biosecure zone where you have 22 players or 30 players in a training and play a few matches. You need to play matches. You need to build up load and then look at, playing in a test match. So yes, England, I know, have announced a potential test series against West Indies, subject to the government allowing them. But there again, the players will have to have some sort of a cushion, some sort of a backup in terms of loading up their body to be able to sustain a test match. Because bowling 30 overs for a fast bowler, or a 30, 40 overs for a spinner is not going to be easy. And even for a batsman, the muscles that you use when you're batting is totally different. And then in a match situation, you're doing everything at the split of a second, and you're not training for those, especially in home conditions. So you need to build it up and probably have a few friendly games before you get into an important test match. So that's how I think you look at doing it. Anybody, it's like when someone's injured and he's coming back from an injury, a player, how do you monitor him? That's how you need to look at the entire squad now, saying, okay, they've all been injured for the last 3 months. They're now coming back into training. So you need to slowly load them up and then start building their skill levels, and then give them, I think it's mostly the confidence. Once the players are out and training, it comes back very quickly. It doesn't go away. I mean, you've been doing this for all your life, and it's just a matter of being out there and then training with the team. And within a few weeks, you'll be back to your usual self.
Uh, why not look at an artificial substance, and why not allow players to use that? I know that you're looking at pitches to make it even for batsmen and bowlers. Would you be the president of the bowlers club, look after your fellow bowlers?
No, that's why I said, looking after the bowlers is not just about using an artificial surface on the ball, because I think over the last so many years, we have been very stringent on what you use on the ball. And recent past, ICC came hard on a few players, and Cricket Australia came much harder. And we saw what happened in South Africa, between Australia and South Africa. And I think using of artificial substance on the ball is something that we haven't really, looked at all. So to do that now because of COVID is something that we did discuss, but we sort of unanimously agreed that this is something that we are not going to go take this route. Like I mentioned, cricket is very different to other sport. You can still probably leave grass on the surface, or even rough it up and have two spinners. Let's get spinners back in the game in a test match, because if it's a one-day game or a T20, you're not really worried about the ball or shining of the ball. Sweat can certainly take care of that. It's test match that we're talking about, and in a test match, why not get two spinners? I mean, we'd love to have two spinners play in Australia, two spinners play in England, which never happens. Not often you see that happening. So of course in subcontinent you have two spinners playing. So in cricket you have the surface that you can play around with and bring about a balance between the bat and ball. Like I said, all of us are yearning to start the game and not really worry about saliva or sweat or what is the condition of the ball. We just want to play cricket.
Yeah, but when I mention artificial substance, I'm effectively talking about something that's regulated. It's not arbid that a team picks up whatever they want. Regulated.
Yeah, but still.
For example, you have in weightlifting, you use that powder that's given to all weightlifters. You use it, better grip, and use it. Maybe something that's provided. Okay, that's
Nikhil, if I can jump in, I can tell you, being from the film business, we have substitutes for all substances. So if they want it to look like saliva or sweat, we are ready with that. So tell us, Anil, you can give us the diktat. We'll
sure, Vicky, sure.
Okay, that's brilliantly put, sir. That's brilliantly put.